everyone, welcome to Camel's live workshop. My name is Hansi and today we will be painting this very beautiful festive Pichwai art. Okay, so today I will be using this acrylic colors of 10 shades by Camel. Okay, and also I will be using this Camel metallic colors with 6 shades. I will be using a Camelin white glue and a 6-inch MDF board. You can also go for a 8-inch MDF board or a 4-inch MDF board. Any size would be preferable. Just consider that you are using a round canvas, round MDF board. Okay, I am using a 6-inch MDF board. Okay, and I have applied a layer of gesso on it. Since you know that the gesso would take some time to dry up, so I have applied it before. Now for the base, I am using golden yellow color. Okay. So the process is quite simple. What you have to do is just dip your brush in, okay, and just start coloring the base, okay. So once we are done coloring the base color, let's keep it aside and wait to get it dried completely, and then we will start drawing. So till it's drying, let's make the tassel. As you can see, we have 3 color of tassels over here. I will be making one and will showing you how to make it. Here I have a yarn. Okay, so what you have to do is just take a piece of yarn and just tie it over the length. Okay. So here I have rolled it over 25 times. So what you have to do is the string over here that we have tied over the length, just take it upwards, okay, and you have to tie a knot over here like this. Once you have tied the knot, you have to tie it very tightly. So once you are done with the knot, what you have to do is you have to cut the other side. So the knot is over here, okay, so you will be cutting over this side. So this is my tassel. So why we repeated it over 25 times, it's to increase the width of our tassels. If you want, you can just do it 20 times, whatever you want to prefer. Okay, just take a small amount over here, you can see. Now take the string and tie a knot over here, and you can see our tassel is ready. Okay, so similarly I will be making the yellow tassels as well. You just need to make 2 more yellow tassels, and here is one of our red tassels. Okay, so let's continue with the sketching part. We will be sketching the cow first. Okay, so for the cow I am starting with the body. Okay, like this. You have to make a curve. Okay, and now for the head part, just make another curve. Okay, so our sketch is completely ready. Let's start coloring. Okay, so for coloring I am using the bottle acrylic colors which comes in 15 ml. So you don't need to buy the whole box. You can just go and buy the shades that you require for your project. So it's very convenient. So for the cow I am using white color. Also to give it highlight, we will be adding a little amount of blue. Okay, that we will be adding later. Let's just add the base color first. Now I will be coloring the face of my cow. So for the Lotus, I will be using, I have this magenta color, or you can also go with crimson red, and you can mix with white and create a pink shade. But since I have this magenta color, I will be using it directly. Okay, I won't be mixing and creating the color. But in case you don't have one, you can always mix and match the crimson red with white and create a shade of pink. Okay, here I have the dark shade of magenta. I'm just making an outline first, okay, of my Lotus. Once I have made the outline, now I will be taking a small amount of white and I will be mixing both the colors together. So you can just add more white for the highlights, okay, and don't just mix the colors completely. Have a small blending, that gradient effect should be visible, okay, from that light to dark. So here I have filled in with the dark color, dark shade of pink that I have created using crimson red and white, okay. And if you have any shade of pink, you can directly use that. So I have filled the base with all the dark colors. Now let me add some white for the highlights, okay. So I'm just adding the light color over the edges. And then mixing both the colors together, okay. Just don't let the colors like this only. You have to mix the colors to get that gradient, okay. Otherwise your Lotus will look very flat. So I'm just repeating the process again, just adding a little amount of white towards the end and just mixing it with the base color of pink to create a gradient effect, okay. So we have completed this Lotus as well. Now I have drawn a small bird over here, so let's just paint that. So we are done with our Lotus. Now let's start painting the leaf, okay. So for leaf I am using light green. I will be using light green and deep green color. You can also go for sap green or some other shades of green. So first what I will be doing is I will be taking dark green and I will start with the base area. I will be start by giving it an outline, okay. So now you can see the outline clearly. So this would be the shape of the leaf. So once I have done outline using the darker color, now I will be adding light green. And you can also add a small amount of yellow because I think that the green is too dark. So I'm just mixing the yellow directly to create a lighter shade of green, okay. And don't add a lot of water when you are using these bottle paints over also on MDF, because if you are using a lot of water, then the colors will not be there on MDF, it will be a transparent layer. So I will just suggest you to use the colors directly without adding much water, okay. Okay, so someone has asked that if they don't have metallic shades, then what to use. So in case you don't have a metallic shade, you can just use chrome yellow to create that necklace, okay. It's not necessary to use the metallic ones. These stems, we are making these stems to cover up the spaces where you can see that there are a lot of gaps. Okay, so now let's complete our cow first. So I'm just filling in the color that I have sketched, okay. So here I'm not blending any other color with it, I'm just painting it red. Once we are done adding the colors, now we will start adding the highlights to our cow. Blue color, okay. You can also opt for a sky blue shade. Since the blue is quite dark over here, so I will be mixing it with a bit of white, okay, to create a lighter shade. repeating it again, that make sure that you are not using a lot of blue. We want our color to be white. We are just using blue for the highlights, okay? Just blending in all those straight lines that we have made using our blue color, just blending in with using white, okay? So what I will be doing is, I'm taking red color and I'm just adding the outline, okay? For a finished look, just add the outlines to all your petals. This would give a more finished look, okay? So I'm done with the outline of my flower. Now for the leaf, what I will be using is, I will be using deep green color or the darker shade of green, okay? Whatever shade that you have used, the darker one you will be using for the outlines, okay? This part is also done. Now let's add the details, the eyes and all those stuffs to our cow, okay? For that I will be using black color. So I will be adding an eyelid, small eyeball over here, and then another eyelid like this, okay? So for the eyeball, let's add a bit of blue color. Now for the jewelry part, I will be using the metallic colors. You can either use the bronze one or the golden one, okay? So here I will be using both the colors. So firstly I will be adding a jewelry over the head part, okay? Make sure that it doesn't come over the eyes, okay? So I have added 2 curves over the head area and a small part like this spreading over here near the ears. So I have just added golden color. Now adding few dots like this. Just adding some details over the nose area. The whole painting part is done. Now it's time to add the mirrors, okay? So I have this round shaped mirrors. You can also opt for any other shapes of your choice. So I will be just sticking these mirrors over the boundary of my MDF, okay? So here I am using Camel white glue to stick the mirrors to my MDF, okay? So just apply the white glue over the boundary area, okay? So once we are done with adding the mirrors, I just had to add a small highlight over the ear, okay? So just take small amount of pink and just add the highlight like this, okay? So the front part is ready. Now let's assemble all the tassels and all those stuffs together. And once the tassels are added, I will be just securing it. I have just added few beads over here, as you can see, the red and yellow ones. And I will be attaching it over here and will use it for hanging, attaching it like this. Now I will be just adding a tape to secure it more perfectly, okay? So let's just flip it and see how it has come together. So this is our finished piece, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this workshop. and do tag @creativenest and @CookYouCamlin. We would be very happy to reshare all your recreations. I hope you had fun and you enjoyed this workshop. Okay, so bye bye.